Hi, today we'll learn how to push a Docker image to the Azure Container Registry. I'm going to assume you already have a usable Azure subscription. Let me open up PowerShell. I will also assume you already have the Azure CLI installed. Once you have Azure CLI installed, we will log in into the Azure portal from PowerShell. Now we can see that we are logged in to the CLI. Let's now create a test resource group. I'm gonna copy paste a command which will create a resource group called test group. Test group should be created pretty quickly. Now let's create an ACR, also called Azure Container Registry. So in this case, in this command is going to create an ACR called test my ACR in a resource group called test group. This will take a few seconds. Now let's see what Docker images we have on our computer. I'm going to assume that you already have Docker installed on your computer and you know the basics of what Docker images are and containers are. To view the images on our computer, just try Docker images. In this case, we see that there are no images on my computer. Let me just now pull an image from the Microsoft official Microsoft registry. This is usually what a .NET Core usually brings down from a Docker file which Visual Studio creates. So I'm just going to do that manually. So simply do docker pull and the name of the repo. This will take a few seconds to complete because it's the first time. Once it finishes, let's now log in into our ACR which we created before. So we see when the ACR created, our login server's name is testmyacr.azure.cr.io. We can use that to log in into the ACR itself. So let's copy that. So the username to log in into the ACR, we will have to get that from the portal itself. So let's see our resource groups. This is the resource group we created called test group. Inside the resource group, we see my ACR here too. So once you go into your ACR, on the left hand side, you will see under settings, you'll see something called access keys. So go into the access keys. This is the username. Let's put that there. Now let's choose one of the passwords, copy to the clipboard, and probably did not paste my password properly. Let's try again. Do a Control V on it. Once we successfully enter the username and password, you will see login succeeded. Once again, let's check our Docker images on our computer. Now we see we have the image which we just pulled before using the Docker pull option. Now we have to tag our repo in a specific way so that we can actually push it to our ACR which we created. So in this case, let's do a docker tag command. So here I will tag this image in a specific format, if you notice it. So what we need here is an actual ACR server name, and then let's call it a custom name. Maybe let's call it myasp.net. Let's see. So now we have successfully tagged the Microsoft repository to our own name. Now let's see if we can push our repo, our image which we tag, to our ACR itself. So for that we need to use the docker push command. Let's copy this and see if it works. Looks like it's working. It's going to take a few seconds because it has to upload the whole thing. So what's important here is, although this looks easy, what we have to really make sure is the naming convention when we tagged it is very important. Otherwise you'll keep getting access denied. Just to reiterate, the tagging is very important, otherwise it will not work. Looks like it finished. Once it finishes, let's go back to our ACR on the Azure portal. On the left hand side, go to the repositories, and now we see the repository which we tagged and pushed to the ACR appears here with the tag. To recap, in this video we created a resource group and created an ACR, and we uploaded a sample Docker image back up to the ACR. Thank you for watching.